the adventure, Audie. My bad luck with men went as far back as sophomore year of high school, when I'd been catfished by a pimply 13-year-old pretending to be his hot 18-year-old cousin. I wanted off the ride. I muted the TV. We'd both seen the first Sex and the City movie at least 5 times. "How are you not jaded after all these years?" I asked. Mom had been mostly single since my dad died when I was 3. She insisted she didn't want to remarry, but I knew she sought something more reliable from a male companion than what she was getting on OkCupid and Plenty of Fish. We'd always been close, but now that we were both single city girls, we had more in common than ever. Even our dating pool overlapped sometimes, despite our 23-year age difference. 20-something men flocked to my seasoned but very well-maintained 48-year-old mother as often as middle-aged men messaged me. It should have been weird, but it wasn't. To clarify, men my age wanting to bang my mom was weird. Swapping dating stories with her was not. Getting ghosted is nothing. Try losing your soulmate in a car crash at 26. Her cringe matched mine. Never mind. Don't try that. She kissed the top of my head and pulled back. Audie, I hate to break it to you, but I shot up. I smell, I know. I only had time for a 5-minute shower after spin class to make it to the date that wasn't, and it's crazy humid. You don't smell, but you did have a Jolly Rancher stuck in your hair. I touched my scalp. What? She waved the hard candy in front of me. It was green apple, and stood to throw it out. Ew! Probably from some sticky child on the subway. I shuddered and ran my fingers through my hair. What would I find next? A Reese's peanut butter cup? I'm done with this day. Done! Mom returned to the couch and gave me an apologetic grin. Sorry, Squirt, she said, patting my leg. Tomorrow will be better. I closed my eyes and breathed in positivity like I always urged in my cycling classes. Inhale love, exhale stress. I'd have a good night's sleep and start fresh in the morning. Ping. I opened my eyes, pulled my phone from my purse, and checked my Gmail. A second later, I wished I hadn't. Hi, Adina. Thanks for reaching out. Unfortunately, I didn't get that wow vibe over this pitch. I agree your role as a part-time barista could add a personal touch to a piece on a latte art competition, but the timing is off. Readers won't care about a summer event in the fall. Feel free to nudge me about this after the new year. In the meantime, please keep pitching. I'm a fan. Derek. My shoulders dropped in disappointment. Derek was the editor of Tea, a weekly online pop culture magazine where I'd interned while studying for my bachelor's degree in journalism during college. It was mostly office work, coffee runs, and filing, but I was also responsible for proofreading the editorial calendar and was sometimes allowed to tag along with writers out on a story. A full-time position hadn't been available after graduation, and I quickly discovered that the chances of landing my dream job as a journalist for the entertainment, media, or lifestyle sections of the New York Times or New York Post without any prior publishing credits, or even with them, were about the same as a 6th grader's. What is it? I gulped my wine. Another oh-so-encouraging pass from Dare Dick. She knew all about his particular brand of charm. He passed on all my freelance proposals, always concluding his rejections with a complimentary sentence about my writing skills and eagerly inviting me to keep pitching. But I was certain our history and my access to his direct email account was a gift that would eventually give as long as I kept at it. In fact, when he'd hired me to write T's list column for a month, to cover for a staff writer on medical leave, I scored my first 4 professional bylines. 10 books to read between seasons.